Andrew, how are you, mate?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, but you must be feeling even better than I am because you've just made the team for the World Championships. Box ticked.
Box ticked. It's always the first aim of any season. Obviously, you always look to the major championships, but you can't look too far ahead because you've got to make the team. So today is a box ticked, as you said, and it's all about preparing now for what happens in 4 weeks' time.
Your indoor season was scintillating. You're doing all sorts of stuff that made people sit up and take note. Didn't translate outdoors, is it? You've had a few issues. Talk to me about that.
It's getting there. Don't speak too soon,
I just like to think you're building.
I'm building, yeah, that's it. No, do you know what? My indoor season, I was fortunate that pretty much straight away, I think my second meet in Karlsruhe, ran a world lead and ran a really great time, beat a lot of good people, and I went unbeaten all indoors, running some really good times. Outdoors has been a little bit trickier, but to an extent that's kind of to be expected because I haven't really done much outdoor racing since 2012. So for me, I've been in really good form and I've kind of been in really great shape to run some really fast times, but it's taking a little bit longer than it did indoors. And every race pretty much as the season's gone on, I've shown a little bit more and improved in some way. And obviously my last race in Paris, I ran a PB, still making mistakes, but running really competitive times. So, I'm kind of know what I'm doing a little bit now, and we're going to see the best in London for sure.
Is it a case of then, you're strong, fit, elements of your race are great, it's just literally finding that rhythm and pulling it all together?
That's it entirely, and you watch my season opener in Drake when I finished second in 13:24. Behind Omar, who won the Olympics last year. I was there kind of leading the race until really the dying stages and, making some mistakes. And we've seen that a little bit too much, obviously, this outdoor season in Rome again, leading a world-class field until the latter stages. And just little technical errors have kind of crept in because I have missed so much outdoor racing. Getting the race experience, I don't have as much as I'd like, or rather I didn't earlier in the season. We've gotten through that, and I think I've continued to improve, and really now we're ready to go.
I mentioned before we got on camera that I was in Stockholm with you.
Yes.
The race finished, and I was like, "Where is he?" I didn't see the DNF. How important has the DL, the Diamond League circuit, been as part of your preparation this year?
Do you know what? It's been incredibly important because I'm running the sorts of times now that are really at the top of the world, and because I've lacked some of the race experience from the last couple of years due to injury, racing the very best in the world under pressure is so important, and that's why as my season's gone on, it's all about being in the best race in the world against the best people in the world, because it's getting it right, under that sort of pressure. And for me, it's everything, because you can't run at a slower level throughout the year and then go to World Championships and kind of get overpowered by it. So, you've seen me regularly on the Diamond League circuit this year, performing well, finishing in the top couple every time, but it has been getting better and better, and that's what I'm going to take into London.
You weren't at the anniversary games, which was like the kind of dress rehearsal precursor, but what did you make of the likes of Aries Merritt running a 26 in the heat and then a 09 in the final, getting close to that sub 13, which is what everybody wants? What did you make of him and the rest of the field and just the main players?
Well, I was really disappointed not to be at the anniversary games. It was, it was a big part of my plans until really the days before, and we decided to give it a miss just because my body needed a little bit of time to catch up. But all's well again now, and Aries was great there. He obviously won in a world-class time, 13:09. You mentioned 13:26 in the heats. It's pretty similar to what I did over in Paris. 13:24 in the heats, 13:14 in the final. It's going to be good in London. There's a few of us now that are at the same kind of stage, and we're all moving closer to running under that 13-second mark. But really, there's several people who've run world-class times, and that's why I've fought to be in the best races this year, and against those sorts of people. I've raced Aries several times, in Drake, in Rome, sadly not in London, but there's a number of people now that are in the fight for medals, and I look forward to going up against them.
In terms of competing in that stadium then, how much are you looking forward to that British crowd? Just being on that stage, everybody watching?
Yeah, I can't wait. You know, there's a different feeling. It's hard to describe. There's always a different feeling when you're competing against the home crowd. You know, especially in such a beautiful stadium, and you know, hopefully it'll be packed out for our events. I certainly hope so. But you know, last year at the anniversary games was my first time back there since the London Olympics, and I took over a tenth of a second off my PB, and I was in no better form. But you know, got that extra lift. So I can't wait to be back in there in a month's time. And you know, I've worked really hard all year, and the hard work is going to continue to make sure that I give my best performance when it matters, and hopefully give the crowd something to cheer.
Well, listen, we're hoping the weather's a lot better then than it is today. Good luck though, mate.
Well, thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it. No
Cheers.
worries, man.
Appreciate it.